Hey, what's up guys? You probably clicked on this video because you might have bought an iPad Pro in the last week, or you bought it recently and you want to learn about the pros and cons of it, because this video is going to be about my opinions on the pros and cons about using the iPad Pro after 1 week. The number one pro that I have about the new iPad Pro is that you can use it and it's not going to let you down with battery. Now, I've had trouble before with different devices that I've used that you get it fully charged, turn it on, start doing something, 5 minutes it's got 20%, so you gotta charge it again. But this iPad Pro is not gonna do that to you. I've had it running in front of me, just on the home screen, and it hasn't even gone down a percentage yet. You can use this thing super hard. I used it on what I would normally do for 4 days straight. It never ran down past 20%. So battery life is my number one pro on the new iPad Pro, and one of the reasons you should buy it. Now, the second pro about the new iPad is that you get all the best software features that come with a new flagship or an iPad. It runs super fast. You never have to worry about having too many apps open and it's slowing down. It's one of the reasons I love this iPad already. It's just that it just runs so fast and you never have to worry about it slowing down. The third pro that I have with the iPad Pro is its cameras. But cameras are both a pro and a con. And that is because, yes, you do get a wide and ultra-wide angle lens with a VR sensor and the normal microphone and flash, but also one of the cons that I'll elaborate on in a minute or so is by the fact that the wide angle lens, the ultra-wide in fact, does give a little bit of noise in the corner of a picture, so you're not going to get as much of a clearer picture with the ultra-wide as you would with the regular wide angle lens. So now let's talk about the fourth and final pro that I have with owning the new iPad after 1 week, and that is that you can use 2 apps at once. Now, this doesn't work for all apps, but it certainly does work for when you're watching a baseball game on Xfinity Stream and you want to do work or take notes on something. So you just swipe out and you can use 2 apps at once. You'll have a little baseball game playing. You can also listen to it while you're taking notes or using other apps on your iPad. Honestly, I really don't have too many cons with the new iPad, but if I had to choose 2 of them, they would have to be what I said earlier that I would elaborate on, the fact that you don't have as higher quality pictures with the ultra-wide as you do with the regular wide-angle lens, and its price. Now, if you're gonna go buy a new iPad Pro, don't expect to be getting it for super cheap, because you're buying it from Apple, so you're gonna have Apple's price. Now, the version that I have right here, they're what maybe Apple would call the bare bones version of it, is just the 11-inch, smaller size, not the 12.9, with 128 gigabytes of storage, also their lowest version. You can go all the way up to 1 terabyte. I'll talk about that in a second. Also, if you just get it Wi-Fi without a phone number. Hello? Why would you need a phone number for your iPad? When you're gonna be walking down the street, someone's gonna call you, you're gonna be like, hello? Hello? But that is one of the cons, is the fact that the price starts at $799 and just goes up from there. You can get 256 gigabytes, 512 gigabytes, or 1 terabyte of storage. And the second con that I have was about the ultra-wide camera. Now, I'm going to show you a picture right now of Summer, my dog. If you haven't seen her in any videos and you're new to the channel, subscribe. You can see in the picture right now that on the corners of it, there is just a slight decrease in the quality of the picture. It's not as good quality as her nose or her eyes or some of the fur on the top of her head. So now that we've talked about the pros and cons of it, let's talk about getting a case on the thing. The case that I have on it right now is by Logitech. It is their Slim Folio Pro that you can get at Best Buy. It's not on the lower end of the budget, nor is it super high. like if you're going to get the Magic Keyboard for it. I believe it's $300 for the 11-inch version and $350 for the 12.9-inch version, but this case is going to be right in the middle of those. You can still use your iPad as a computer. It's got a keyboard, a light-up keyboard, where all the letters light up, kind of like on any MacBook ever made, and it has a bunch of other cooler features. So in the top left-hand corner of the keyboard, when you would usually have your escape button, you're not going to need that, so you just have a home button. You can double tap to go to App Switcher, go around, switch up some apps, tap that again, you're back to your home screen, and then on the top right over here, you have a battery checker. Yes, this case does have a battery, and it charges via USB-C, just like the iPad. So this case connects to your iPad via Bluetooth. As soon as you connect it to this little magnetic strip on the bottom, it Bluetooths right to it, and you can type up any kind of document that you need to, or take some notes. And then, last thing that's different from the regular keyboard on an iMac is this little lock button. You touch that, and it locks the iPad. Simple, easy. Last but not least, let's talk about the Apple Pencil just for a second. This is something that you're also going to need for the iPad that I would call a necessity. Allows you to touch on anything, you don't have to have all those fingerprints on there. But just like the iPad was $799 with Apple's price, the Apple Pencil is $119. But I highly recommend getting this if you can spare that $119 because it is going to pay off. It also connects via Bluetooth and this little magnetic strip on the top of the iPad. Hope you guys enjoyed my video about the new iPad 11 Pro, whatever you want to call it. See you guys next time.